Listen, if there's a bag out there to get, your girl is going to help you get it. Here are 5 6 figures high skilled trade jobs that are in demand and AI resistant. Now, if you see me looking down, I got my notes, so that's what I'm looking at. Also, go ahead and save this post because you're going to want to go back to it later on. Number 1, elevator and escalator technician. The salary range for these positions are between $90,000 and $140,000 plus. The reason why the pay is so high for these jobs is because it's high risk, plus it's high skill, so it equals high pay. The qualifications for this position is that you have to complete an apprenticeship program and you must be licensed in whatever state that you are working in. The last thing I will say about these 2 positions are that they are one of the highest paid skilled trade jobs in the United States. 2, power line technician, otherwise known as lineman. Now, the salary for a lineman in the United States ranges between $85,000 to $130,000 plus. The salary can be more if you are working during a storm or if you are doing overtime. Why is the pay so high for this particular trade? Because it is critical to infrastructure, okay? It is considered to be dangerous work and it is always in demand. The qualifications needed for this particular position is that you have to complete a 1 to 2 year training program plus an apprenticeship. The last thing I will say about this particular position is that utility companies will pay big for linemen. 3, radiation technician. Now, the salary range for this particular position is between $80,000 and $130,000. Why is the salary so high? Is because this is considered a specialized field in the healthcare trade. 2 years worth of training is required for this position. However, if you get into this field, it does offer you a career that is stable and in demand. Number 4, air traffic controller. Now, don't let this scare you. I know we just went through the government shutdown with a lot of air traffic controllers working without pay. However, this is a high demand field because the country needs more air traffic controllers. So let's get into how much they make. The salary range for air traffic controllers can be between $100,000 and $180,000. It is a high stress job, which is the reason why the salary is so high. What training is required? The good news is you do not need a college degree to be an air traffic controller. However, you do have to attend the FAA Academy, which stands for the Federal Aviation Academy, okay? Once you get into the academy, you go through all of the training necessary and you have to complete a test to get your certification to become an air traffic controller. 5, HVAC technician, all right? This is a specialized field. However, the great thing about being an HVAC technician is that you can also open up your own HVAC business if you choose to. Now, the salary range for an HVAC technician is between $80,000 and $120,000 plus. The good news about being an HVAC technician is that this is a job that is always, always, always in demand. In order to become an HVAC technician, you do have to complete a certification program as well as an apprenticeship, okay? Now, I want to note with being an HVAC technician, the big money comes in is when you have a specialization, especially if it's in commercial or refrigeration. And once again, this is a great career field that can lead to you opening your own business if you decide to. Down in the comments and let me know what you think about some of the trades that I mentioned today. Are you interested in any of them, or do you know anyone that works in any of these fields?
I just want to drop a little gem for my young folks and my folks that just don't have a clear path on what they want to do in life or career. Go ahead and pick up one of these trades. Electrician, plumber, pipe fitters, HVAC, elevator guys. Sky's is the limit. They are hiring. And when I tell you they're hiring big time, meaning you don't have to have no experience. None. You can come in green and start making $18 to $25 off the bat, just depending on what companies you at. You know, I've been an electrician now for 10 to 12 years. I've since elevated to working on robotics, conveyance, industrial freezers, industrial coolers. Sky's the limit in this trade. One thing I want y'all to stay away from is trade schools. Just go to an apprenticeship, get that on-the-job training, so you're going to be working and getting paid while you learn. It's called earn and learn. If you need more information, need me to point you in the right direction, just hit my DM.
This is the truth of the trades and why some don't make it and many will never even try. Your apprenticeship isn't going to be easy. It's 4 to 5 years of long days, early mornings, sacrificing time away from your family, and waking up at 5 a.m. to go to work. I promise you there will be a time throughout your apprenticeship where you find yourself in a situation looking around, truly questioning your life choices. But that moment is part of it, because the trades test you, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But it builds discipline, it humbles you, and it exposes who actually wants it. And if you stick it out, if you show up, learn, and put in the work every day, that journeyman ticket changes everything. The long hours start making sense. Your skills carry weight. And you're not just making a paycheck. You've built a career with great wages and strong benefits. The trades don't promise easy. It promises opportunity. So if you're looking for something with comfort, this might not be for you. But if you want discipline, respect in your craft, and a future that you can stand on, then welcome to the trades.
Not the best trade to get into. The best trade to get into that's actually worth getting into, bro, and I wish I knew this when I first started. The best trade to get into, bro, is HVAC, man. You can make a whole lot of money doing HVAC anywhere, bro. Even in the South, because it's so hot, bro. People will pay whatever, bro, to have their air running right. People will pay whatever. I didn't see it firsthand. And also, you can do it up north, bro, where it's super cold, bro. You mean, people will pay whatever to have Heat, you know what I'm saying, bro? HVAC got to be the best trade to get into. I know licensed electricians. I know there's one guy, he a master electrician. He don't do no, well, I ain't gonna say he don't do no electrical work, but he hardly ever do electrical work, bro. He do more HVAC work than anything, bro. He licensed HVAC and electrical. Bro, he hardly ever touch electrical, bro. He said, he tell me every day that HVAC is where the money is. Even me, bro, I used to make way more money doing HVAC than electrical, bro. This one guy I know, bro, he don't even do residential or HVAC. He do mostly businesses with like walk-in coolers or like walk-in refrigerators or like gas stations that got the coolers that they keep the drinks in and stuff. He service all that type of stuff. Bro, I know he bringing in well over $1,000 a day just servicing walk-in coolers, man, and AC units on the roof and stuff, bro. Me and him used to make so much money doing that, bro. If you're looking to get into a trade that's really worth it, bro, look into HVAC. I'm telling you.
Earlier this year, at the famed World Economic Forum in Davos, tech titans and business heavyweights came up with a surprisingly low tech for the United States to win the race for AI supremacy.
This is the largest infrastructure build out in human history. Yep. That's going to create a lot of jobs. We're going to have plumbers and electricians and construction and steel workers. Salaries have gone up, nearly doubled. Yeah. And so we're talking about six-figure salaries. Everybody should be able to make a great living. You don't need to have a PhD in computer science to do so.
We recently spoke with Mike Rowe, the CEO of the Mike Rowe Works Foundation. How validating was it for you to hear them talking about these so-called dirty jobs at Davos?
Peter, validating is a good word, but not as good as surreal, right? So I get up, I make a cup of coffee, I sit down at the kitchen table, and this pops up in my feed, and there's Jensen Huang and Larry Fink, two of the most powerful business people on planet Earth, saying precisely what me and your dad have been talking about for years. You're right. We have been beating a drum. We have been suggesting that there are millions of wonderful opportunities that just aren't getting the attention they deserve. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that AI would be the inciting incident or the proximate cause that would get the C-suite at that level to start paying this kind of attention. But look, Jensen spelled it out. We are on the cusp of the greatest infrastructure build in the history of mankind, and we do not have the workforce by a long shot. to make it happen.
And to your point about that, I know that your foundation, the MicroWorks Foundation, has had 10 times more applications for scholarships to trade schools recently than they have in the past. What is the draw for people applying? Is it that these jobs are AI proof, or is it that these jobs are not going to saddle people with a lifetime of student debt?
Yes, and right. I think there are a lot of things that are pushing this right now. Six-figure AI-proof jobs are always great, but I think the important thing to realize here is that there's a giant demographic pressure that people don't talk a lot about that's pushing this too. For every 5 tradespeople that retire this year, 2 will replace them. It's been that way for over a decade. 5 out, 2 in. So the math doesn't hold up. People are retiring sooner than ever before. To your point, Gen Z, I think, is starting to get the memo. $1.8 trillion in outstanding student loans is held largely by them, mostly in the cohort that went for the 4-year degree. They're now realizing you don't have to do that. Electricians right now in Plano, Texas, I just toured a data center. I met 3 electricians, Peter, all under 30, none with any debt, all making north of $250,000 a year. And here's the crazy part. All had been poached 3 times in the prior year from other competing projects. That's what we're dealing with. That's why Jensen and Larry are having this conversation in Switzerland, because the consequences of a skills gap this wide have trickled all the way up, and not just into the C-suite, into the Pentagon, into the White House. You can see it in the policies that are coming out. This is a conversation that's long overdue. And yeah, man, I'm not going to take a victory lap, but I am very gratified to see it happening at this level.
And people who ask AI, who's been talking about this the longest, will get an answer of Mike Rowe. But I want to ask you, we know that some people who watch this show did get to go to Davos. Most of them, millions of them, did not. So what is your advice to people who are trying to figure out what their next step is? Should they try to, if they can, get a job or a trade that uses AI and adapts to AI, or should they just try to find something outside, like these skilled laborers who are making $250,000 with multiple offers?
Well, it's a great question, but I'm not sure I would say that those skilled laborers are separate and apart from AI. It's going to get, like, for instance, they're working in an AI factory. That's what a data center is at base. It's an AI factory. And the fact that electricians and plumbers are making that AI factory run says to me, look, you can't separate the two completely, right? I feel like the skilled part of our workforce now and the AI reality in our economy now are actually 2 sides of the same coin. People didn't see it coming. For the longest time, you know, it was learn to code, be a programmer. And as these skilled trades, look, robots are going to supplant you. Turns out it's kind of the opposite. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what ultimately is going to come to pass, but I do know that in the short term, I think Jensen is correct. The safest jobs in the economy right now are the ones that AI cannot do. Having said that, the best positioned employees are ones who use AI to make themselves exponentially more efficient. Those men and women are valuable right now. I don't care about the color of your collar, blue or white. If you're mastering AI, you're going to be more useful to your boss in ways that are impossible to overstate.
Bitch, I'm so fucking annoyed. I thought I was gonna wake up to a fucking deposit today. Guess what I woke up to? A fucking headache. And I know y'all probably like, damn bitches, you broke. It's not the fact that I'm broke or not. It's not. It's the fact that when something is owed to me, bitch, give it to me, bitch. You owe me this shit. I work for this shit. I have a fucking W-2. I ain't scamming. I ain't slinging dope. I ain't robbing. I ain't killing. I want my money, bitch. What the fuck is going on with the state of fucking Michigan, bitch? I want my state taxes. Bitch, I already know I'm getting my federal. We're good on that part. When Pat lifts, they're going to be lifting that shit straight out of my bank account. I'm not even fucking worried about. It's the fact that state of Michigan, everybody is under a motherfucking review. Why? I don't know. I don't know. But I want my motherfucking money. I thought I was gonna wait. I went to bed. I went to bed mad as fuck. I was like, please let me wake up with a deposit and in a good mood. I woke up, neither one happened. Neither one, not at all. I'm
Trump's big, beautiful bill promised no taxes on overtime. My husband works 6 days a week as a machinist at Anheuser-Busch so that I can stay home and raise our 3 kids that are all under 5. Big, beautiful bill just made it so that he did not have to pay taxes on any of that overtime. Our refund is huge this year. Thank you, President Trump. You came through. We just got a fat, fat check coming our way.
These niggas want to treat the females like queens now because they know it's tax time. That's what gets me. He want to take your money and he want to flip it. Don't be dumb, ladies. Don't be dumb.
So, everyone has been asking how your refund will be bigger this year based off the bill that Trump passed, the One Big Beautiful Bill in 2025, okay? So first things first, the standard deduction is increased. Standard deduction is just the amount that you are not taxed on that you made throughout the year. So for example, you make $100,000. If you're single, $15,750 will not be taxed. You only pay taxes on $100,000 minus the $15,750. And the standard deduction amounts are based off of your filing status and just based off your filing status. So married, filing joint, had a household, single, etc., the amount is different. So for W-2 earners, W-2 employees, you were paying too much taxes, okay? Because the tax rates were lowered because of the One Big Beautiful Bill passing. Now the bill passed late in 2025 and the payrolls, the employers did not update their systems to reflect the new lower tax rates. So with that being said, you guys paid too much and you're going to get that back on your paychecks, okay? But I do want to emphasize that you do need to have a good tax preparer or know what you're doing when it comes to deductions, because it's going to get eaten up with the taxes that you owe. So they're really going to get out of not putting that money back in your pocket if you're not utilizing your deductions and such to, actually get that money back that you paid, if that makes sense. The next thing that will increase your tax refund is tips, okay? Tip income usually is taxed. Now with this new bill in place, up to $25,000 is not taxed, okay? So you can earn $25,000 in tips and you will not be taxed on that money anymore. Now, there is a disclosure on that with on some workers that qualify. There might be a few people who are excluded. I can look further into that and then get back to you on that, okay? Next is the overtime pay. Up to $12,500 of extra hours worked is partially shielded from income taxes, okay? Now, you can now deduct auto loan interest, okay? And the cap on that is $10,000. So, and there are certain cars that are also excluded from that. I can break that down as well in another video, but I mean, a quick Google search will tell you that information as well. But for majority of the cars that, you know, people own, it's more like the luxury high-end cars where the loan interest is not deducted. But I can also update that as well. Now,
Y'all ain't gonna believe this shit. You know what the fuck is funny? You know how everybody in the state of Michigan is under fucking review, right? So somebody posted on one of the groups that I follow, because I've been watching that shit religiously like I'm stalking my ex religiously. I've been reading up. Somebody said, has anybody called this why we're under manual review? These motherfuckers don't even got the decency to send everybody a letter. Y'all can put everybody under manual review, but
I don't care what your tax lady said. This one big beautiful bill is changing up the tax game. Okay, now y'all, everybody relax, because tax season this time around is gonna get a little spicy, but in a good way. Because starting this year in 2025, the government rolled out something called the One Big Beautiful Bill, and baby, it is shaking the table. It is a new law changes. It changes how much money is getting taxed, what you can write off, what credits you qualify for, and even what type of income is not going to be taxed for the next couple of years. So in regular people language, some of y'all about to get some more coins, and some of y'all are finally going to qualify for some deductions, and some of y'all going to realize that you've been following wrong all along. The whole time you've been following wrong. And that's where I come in, because nobody's going to teach this stuff at school, because so much has changed. You don't just automatically get these things. You got to file it the right way to benefit. So
once you start making real money, you're not looking forward to no damn tax season. Shit, that shit sound like Halloween to me. If somebody say IRS, I might start ducking and shit. Like, no, baby, I done made almost $90,000 last year. I don't want to know nothing about a tax season, okay? I'm not even filing. And if you work for the IRS, you didn't see this.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this is not looking like a good year for taxes. I might just wait till the very last day to file, bro. I did my little free version on TurboTax. I put in my W-2. Tell me why that John said I owed over $300. No, you're supposed to give me money. You don't take my money, buddy. Does anybody know a way I could get like a big refund? Because I swear I spent so much money on products like for TikTok Shop, for this and that and that and this. Bro, I'm not about to be paying y'all, man. Y'all pay me. IRS, we the best. You my buddy, right? Don't do me like that, bro. Come on, big bro. You better than that. I already had to pay the property tax. Don't play with a young civilian like me. I'm just trying to make it out here in society. Feel me?
And let me tell you something. Don't you let a motherfucker make you feel bad about flogging your tax money. Because we don't say a goddamn thing when they flogging they re-up money. We work ourselves a whole year motherfucking round overtime that we don't even want to work, covering for other people motherfucking shifts just to see ours. Just because they get that everyday money and still be in debt with the plug don't mean a motherfucking thing to us. See, we snap with cars and spot while the crackers kicking doors in stopping their money because it's hot. Flaunt your shit.
I have never received my tax return this fast. This is literally the first year where I received my tax refund, and it didn't even take a week for me to get a deposit in my account. I filed my taxes, y'all, on Thursday. Let me see what date that is. I filed my taxes, y'all, on January the 29th, Thursday. It is already February the 4th, and I've received my taxes. Is that crazy? Now, I will say that I still am waiting on my Maryland state taxes, so I'm not sure how long that's gonna take, but I'm just really so surprised. I've never received it this fast, and this is actually the highest amount I've ever received back while doing my taxes. And I don't know, well, here's what I will say. I know it's partially because I have a child. It's also because I have some tax savings, like when it comes to contributing to like my 401k and health savings account, I believe. I also was able to benefit from the overtime stuff. So it's a lot of different factors, but this is the highest I've ever gotten back. I'm happy.
I am in a calm fit of rage because Democrats, instead of coming up with laws and policies and things to do, they spent 10 years spewing rhetoric. And that rhetoric had plagued the mind of my son. And y'all, I want to cry so bad. I might, because I'm just an emotional person like that. I have worked so hard fighting statistics and odds and things that were stacked up against us by myself. I'm telling y'all, I pulled myself out the fucking mud being a teen parent. And I gave my kids what I thought was the best that I can do. But because social media and YouTube and shit like that has plagued these kids for 10 years strong, they believe everything they see. And it hurts me because my child wants to go out there tomorrow and protest, do one on walkouts that you see these kids are doing. And it hurts me that he, I talk to him and he don't really care. He really just want to stand up. And I'm telling him, like, they gonna target you. They gonna look at you as a nuisance, as a menace, and you gonna fuck up everything you worked for. And he said, I'm fine with that. And Democrats are fine with destroying your children as long as they get what the fuck they want. And parents like me have to sit here and take it. Because Democrats love to push protest and freedom of speech and X, Y, and Z. But they never fucking mention it's for them. I'm going to get up off this thing because I'm mad. I'm mad and I'm hurt. So thank you, Democrats, for potentially fucking up my child's future. You got another one.